do you personally, do you agree with the decision to identify these two teenagers who were underage, as it were, when they stabbed poor Brianna Ghey 28 times, premeditated kill? I mean, Alex and I, we think it was the right thing to do. What do you think?
Well, I think you know, you're either for or against. Personally speaking, I'm for it. I think that, you know, Brianna and her family have had their lives, you know, splashed all over the media, and why should these two hide behind, you know, the luxury of anonymity? Also, I think that the judge was right when she said that, you know, it puts a name to the and a face to the killers, and it makes it more real for people and could act as a deterrent. So there are two, you know, strains of thought. I do totally understand the father's view that, you know, he doesn't want their names to be associated with Brianna's for time immemorial now, and I totally understand that. And who knows how any of us would feel unless we're in that position. But certainly from my own personal view, yes, I agree with them being named.
Now, Vanessa, you have worked inside some of the most notorious prisons in the United Kingdom. What I want to know is, given these two were 15 at the time of the murder, the very brutal, macabre, frankly evil murder, are they going to end up in some sort of softly youth secure facility where they'll get to sort of live a normal life and continue education? Or are they going to be locked up in a high security prison where the key will be thrown away and they get zero privileges?
Well, it'd be highly unlikely that they'll go to prison first off. Usually children are classed as from between 12 and 17 go to a secure training centre first off. They then move from there to young offenders institutes, or prison, as you say, when they're 18, between 18 and 21. After that, 21 plus, they'll go to an adult prison. Now, you know, specific secure training centres, sorry, they have their own sets of rules. So it's not just like, you know, going to school and you know, they are quite specific, quite strict rules, the same as prisons are. You know, they're not allowed to mix. They may mix in classrooms. They will have to do education because that's the law for children under 18 at present. You know, there will be, you know, they can only have visits on specific days. They can only spend so much money in the canteen. It will be very, very much regimented and very obviously secure, hopefully.
Victoria, Jamie Bulger's mother was on the television last night. Vanessa, Jamie Bulger's mother was on the TV last night, very moving, and she said, you know, if you remember, John Venables and Robert Thompson were identified as kids. We saw their pictures. And she said that, yes, that was the right thing to do, because just like the judge, she said, you have to put a name. So you can't just name people. You have to put a face to that name. She now says that Venables should be re-identified because he's 40 years old now. And he was, of course, 10 years old when he did the crime. Let's just have a look at Denise. Stay where you are, Vanessa, and we'll come back to you. Let's have a look at Denise Fergus last night.
I think he needs a picture to the name. You know, you can't just have a name and not know what you look like. I wanted to know what James's killers looked like. You want to see the faces that took your child away from you. You want to see the faces that spent the last few minutes with your child. I don't think I would have been able to carry on the way I have done, not knowing what they look like.
Yeah, more than 30 years after the horrific murder of her son, what struck me about that interview, apart from her wise words, she was welling up. She's still crying about this kid. So let us never forget the magnitude of these crimes when children are murdered. To wit, do you think also, a lot of people are assuming we're going to carry on with the convention that when these two kids are let out of jail, because they won't get full life sentences, that they will be given new identities. I don't think they deserve this. I think that they should be unleashed into society with us knowing who they are.